Hello everyone. In this video I will show you some repair jobs on this beautiful E36 3rd series BMW. At this moment I don't know what happened here, but the owner of this car told me that he has problem with VANOS. This car is equipped with 2.5 M52 single VANOS engine, and owner told that it has fault about stock or seized VANOS. So I will check it out, what happened here. First job I need to do is to connect Diagnostics. I have never connected Diagnostics to this car. This car is not one of the newest, so it may have some connection problems. It has connector here. It's called ADC connector. It's a little bit different than OBD2 in the saloon of the car, but in these years, up to 2000, if I am correct, there were connectors like this. So for that job, we will need special plug. It's reworked a little bit. So we are plugging it here, and here's the OBD2 connector. To that connector, we are already connecting ICOM. And now let's try to do some diagnostics. At this time I will try to use INPA because it's working fast, and I just need to see is there really fault about stock VANOS, and then we will see what happened with that VANOS. INPA sees battery. Let's switch on ignition. So far so good. INPA sees ignition, so I hope that it will work. M52, yes. And we have faults about heating of Lambda. Okay, tough signal unplausible. It's not my problem at this moment. So we have a fault here. VANOS mechanisches Klemmen. It's in German language. INPA mostly is in German language. So it means that really VANOS unit is stuck. So some kind of problem happened here. Okay, now I can take off the wall cover. Let's see. It's going off. Sometimes it's pretty hard to take it off, but at this moment now. Wow. Okay, it's a little bit black inside. I don't know why it is so dark inside. It can be because of the old oil or bad oil, or maybe very long oil changing intervals. There is also some kind of dirt. I will wash wall cover. I will take off this camshaft cover, and now I need to take off the VANOS unit. And these plastics can be broken sometimes, but actually it's very, very dirty. Now we need to turn it. Okay, it's in top dead center. I can proceed to take off VANOS unit. I need to disconnect here the pressure hose and also remove this clip for cable for camshaft sensor, and remove this ear for lifting engine. It's already changed. Everything is installed on sealant here. Usually there is some amount of oil coming out, so I will try to catch it up. Nope, it's dry here, so it means that oil is going, I think, via valves of oil filter body. So it's not so good. It could be nice to fix that problem also. And we will see, is there damaged solenoid or the piston. Usually damaged is the piston. This time piston is okay, and this time solenoid is damaged. The needle should go freely, but it's not moving at all, so solenoid needs to be changed. I will install used one because first I need to wait some time to order and get solenoid, and the second, the solenoid costs something about 400 euros, 3 or 400, I don't remember correctly, but it's very expensive. Now it's necessary to remove these two plugs to get access to the Torx bolts on the exhaust camshaft. Actually, this cable holder is also not fixed as it should be. It's also broken. But okay. Now, of course, gasket is glued on sealant, so it will be necessary to clear it off. And there is no any signs of manufacturer, so I think this is not genuine BMW. I hope that there will be not so much job for fixing it, but it looks like there should be some bolts, both extra, and also some sealant cleaning, some washing, so it should look better after that. These bolts are very over tightened, so it has some job done, but that job I think was done a little bit in incorrect way. Usually these bolts are very easy to unscrew. They should be tightened down only 10 Newton meters. Now I need to take out these two studs because I will install holding tool there. There is some tools necessary to hold both camshafts in place. Now both of them are more or less in place. This chain should be free, and there is actually also some damage on it. Okay, we need one tool because this VANOS unit can't be taken off just like in the usual way. Taking off, you see, it's not coming off. For that job we need a special tool. It will turn a little bit intake sprocket, and we are turning it, and the VANOS is off. It's pretty dirty. I will disassemble this part and also insert new gaskets, and I was thinking that this piston will be stuck. Usually this piston is stuck inside, but no, this time it's going out freely, and it's moving, it's popping out. So the solenoid valve is the only one damage, but in any case I will insert this piston also new, otherwise it can be stuck later. There should be also some oil inside. Actually, repair of the VANOS unit is pretty simple. Both of them double VANOS and like this single VANOS, they are very similar. Just there is one extra VANOS unit and that's all. Basically, there is two pistons and that's all. And that's all. There is nothing more inside. These parts I will wash. There is a gasket and there is bearing inside. There is some free play, but feels like it's normal. And this is everything that's inside the VANOS unit. Here walls are okay, so this one should be washed, and outside I will clean with blasting and it will look like new, and with new gaskets it will also work like new. So let's proceed to the cleaning. After cleaning the VANOS unit body, there is nothing much to do left. Piston is clean. This is ultrasonic washed. I checked the bearing clearance here. There is only heat gap, so no problem with free place. And the last one job we need to do, we need to install gaskets. I have a repair kit for this. This repair kit is very simple. I am buying it in eBay, so if you want, I can send to you a link where I am buying it. I'm taking from that place it for years, about, I don't know, 8 years maybe. So it's very simple. There is O-ring and Teflon ring. So we need to just put on an O-ring and put on Teflon ring. This job is very easy. Sometimes it is necessary to heat up this ring, but not in this case, because it's pretty warm inside here. Piston ring is in place, so we just need to put it inside the body. It's better to use some oil. I'm using usual motor oil. It will make easy to install the VANOS piston. But if you forgot to install oil, it is also not a very big deal. Don't forget to adjust it in correct place. When it's put it inside, it should not go very easy because it's sealed. Now add on bolts. This is usual thread, M6, so you should use about 10 Newton meters to tighten them down. Basically that's all. The VANOS unit is remanufactured. This single VANOS unit is very easy to fix. Also double VANOS units also are very easy to fix. After installation, of course, we will check how this unit is working. But I am sure 99% that everything will be excellent here, and this wonderful car will drive again very nice. So let's use our dynamometrical key. You can hold it by hand and just use 10 Newton meters. Basically that's all. The VANOS unit is ready for installation. We just need to install this gasket. We need to do some adjustment jobs on the engine. I will show you later, and the repair job will be finished. So now I have prepared to install back VANOS unit. So first thing I need to do, I need to catch top dead center by turning crankshaft, and I need to fix crankshaft in one position. It's under intake manifold, where is the starter. So I need to catch that point. It's not very easy here because there is a lot of dirt and not enough place, but I think I will put it in somehow. I think it will be a great idea to remove this elbow. Actually, this engine is a little bit not from this car. This car from the factory was, if I am correct, it was 1.8. So now there is a little bit more place. Then we can actually also remove throttle cable. Okay, I spent some time to discover that flywheel here is not from M52 engine. It's from his previous engine, M43. So the flywheel's pin place does not match to the correct position. So when pin is in place, here is not top dead center. So I will use mark down here on the front pulley. It also has a top dead center mark, and I took out a spark plug to check. Yes, when this mark is on the flywheel correct position, then it's top dead center also for the piston. So now I just need to fix in place camshafts, or I think I need to do one more time. I need to turn it once more so the both camshafts will be in approximately correct position. Now I need to fix in place both camshafts. This one needs to be adjusted a little bit. Now it's okay. And now I can install second one. Looks like it's also a little bit incorrect. The tool is in place. These both spikes should look to each other, close to each other, to these bolts. Then it's the correct position. Then you can install fixing device for camshafts. They should lie flush with cylinder head. Then camshafts are in correct positions. They are fixed. First, we need to install a gasket here, but we need to add a little bit sealant here on these small edges. Here's the new gasket. The sealant is to make better sealing between VANOS unit, cylinder head and the valve cover, so it will be better sealed. If I am correct, on double VANOS there is already seal on the gasket, that blue one. At this position we turn it fully to the right side when we took it out the VANOS unit, so now we will turn it back. Now we can put it here. It should go now. Yes, actually it's flush. So far so good, it looks good enough. Now I need to secure it with few nuts, and then I need to tighten down all the chains and then I need to connect compressed air and check is here this travel good enough. It should be minimum 8.5 millimeters. So if there will be less than 8.5 millimeters, VANOS unit will not work. Actually, it will work somehow, but it can give you faults that there is not correct position or something like that. It's pretty important to check it now, because otherwise, if there will be some faults about incorrect position, it will be necessary to do the same job again. I need to release this small tensioner and tighten down these 4 bolts. These 4 bolts are 5 newtons first and then 20 newtons each. So let's do. And now it's 20 newtons. After that we will check positions of camshafts. Now
I can remove this fixing device. Now I need to turn it 2 turns minimum. It's 2 turns, and first I need to check crankshaft. The intake is not in place, so I need to adjust it. I did some adjustments for the camshafts. Fixators are in correct places, they are flat against cylinder head. Till this moment everything looks fine. So now I can proceed. I need to insert VANOS piston back, it's new. Then I need to put back solenoid for the VANOS unit. Then instead of this oil line I need to connect compressed air, and then I will switch an electricity to the solenoid, so it should, with the force of compressed air, turn this camshaft. This movement here should be minimum 8.5 millimeters, so I need to measure it, and then I will know is everything correct. Now it is 38 millimeters, and we need to measure it after. So I got this piston, it's original part. This is the most common problem for the stock VANOS. It's showing you that there is fault, VANOS not working, car is weak or something like that. So this is the first thing, that it's just, I don't know what happens to it, it's just not moving anymore, and it's actually pretty hard to take it out if you are not taking off the VANOS unit, and sometimes it's holding inside very hard. So you need to remove everything of that. But the first thing, when you have problem with that VANOS, if the fault is VANOS clamped or VANOS stuck, you should try to take out this piston. The second problem is dead solenoid. First, let's install this guy. I used also some oil, and it's moving nice. And then I got a solenoid from running car. It should be fine for testing. Let's also tighten down it a little bit. For testing there is not big force necessary. Now I need to connect air and electricity. Here is plus and minus. How to know where is plus, where is minus? In this case, and I think that in most cases, there actually is written. Here is plus and here is minus. If the dispenser is upside, then plus will be from the left side and minus will be from the right side. So I need to connect electricity in that way. What will happen if I will connect electricity in incorrect way? Then inside the solenoid, diode will die. When connected again correctly, it should work normally, but it can give faults. Don't connect in incorrect way electricity, otherwise they are actually not so much in the scrapyards. It's better to do not make mistakes. If there is no plus and minus, then you can open this cable housing and take a look here on this connector. You will also see by the wiring what colors are going there. One should be brown, second one will be red with blue, or maybe green, or maybe black, but brown usually will be ground. Let's connect electricity, let's connect air, and let's check what have I done here. So I have connected air. This is my tool for leg down test, and let's give it some air. So I'm giving 4.5 bars, and you can hear air is coming out. It's from the axle of VANOS, and I have connected some wires. So let's try to give it a plus and a minus. Yeah, looks good. How much it is moving? It's from middle of this part. It's moving from here to here. We need to check it out how much it is. Previous was 38 and now 38 until this part it's 52. it is about more than 1 centimeter. It should be enough. Let's take a look again how it's moving. Now, it's less than 1 centimeter, but it's enough. It's more than 8.5 millimeters. It's good to go. Now it's time to put back the wall cover. Don't forget to install back this cover. It is installed here on the intake camshaft. It prevents from throwing oil in valve cover ventilation channel. The oil will not go to the separator so much. There should be go only oil steam, but not the pure oil. Then we have valve cover. It's washed in ultrasonic bath, and we need to install new gasket. This is from Victor Reigns. There was a lot of dirt, but ultrasonic is wonderful machine. It helps me a lot. For the gaskets, I found original one. It's in my stock for quite long time, but in any case, I will use only original gaskets. They are much more softer. They are a lot better. Here should be marking what year is this gasket. It should be something like 2022. And there is another place where you should use a little bit sealant. It is here at the end of the cylinder head. There are 4 small edges. There also should be added some sealant. You can put it on the cylinder head or you can put it on the gasket. The valve cover is good to go. And don't forget to install also these small gaskets on the bolts. They are 15. They should be installed new. I am also buying usually original ones because I think they are softer, they are better. It's necessary to tighten down these small bolts. They are 15. Totally, you need to start from the middle, and the tightening force is 10 Newton meters for them. Don't forget to do not over tighten them, otherwise you will have problem. In the next time you will need to remove valve cover. When it's tightened enough, use dynamometrical key. It will be much more safer. At this moment, everything is connected. Ignition coils are back. Everything should be fine. Okay, I need to just make a little bit more correct for these wirings. Everything is back. Now it's time to change the oil, because there is some solvent in this oil and I don't want to make it circulate in the engine. I will just drain the oil, put in the new oil, and I will start, heat it up, and let's check how it's or VANOS going. I took out the oil filter cover, and actually this filter looks a little bit damaged. There is another one. Surprise! It's pretty heavy. Take a look. It's full. So this is what I call filtering. And I think I see something else. It's old gasket from another filter. Yeah, there is a lot of dirt, but okay, it will wash out with the time.
How this filter actually looks like. This is the amount of dirt inside this filter. There is really a lot of dirt. It is not all of the dirt, but I could tell you that this filter was clogged. And this is the amount of dirt inside. You can see how much dirt was inside the filter. As you saw, the engine was dirty also. Just a question how much oil filters will be clogged again. I will recommend to the owner of this car to change that oil filter, or better even oil, in each, I don't know, 2,000-3,000 kilometers for like 2-3 times, and then maybe it will be more or less washed.
So I think the old oil also will be with surprises. If this is correct, then there is 10V60 oil inside. It's changed this year in April. 10V60, I don't know, I would not recommend it for this engine. Of course, I will fill in 5V30 as usual, and we will see how it will work. I think it will be necessary a few oil changes to wash engine from inside, because good motor oil is washing slowly, but it's washing engine from inside. And when there is so much dirt, as an example in this case, then I don't recommend for you to use some kind of washing fluid, because better this inside should be washed slowly. So do it either slowly or just take out your engine, disassemble it and wash it fully. Usual type is to just make few oil changes, driving and slowly washing it out. So it would be better. With some kind of washing fluids, you can start washing too fast, and then it can cause engine damage, because something can fall off of the dirt and clog oil pump. Let's drain the oil. There is some kind of very interesting, it's with rubber inside, okay. Actually, there should go some kind of copper ring, or I am using aluminium ring. But copper ring, is it coming with oil filter? Sometimes it is too hard and you can damage thread here. If you will buy BMW original oil filter, it will come with very soft copper ring. It's a copper alloy. It's very soft. Or I am using aluminium ring. It's also very soft. There is already a little bit damaged thread. It is not coming out easy. To make it correctly, better use dynamometrical key. In this case, it is 25 Newton meters. And that's all. New oil filter. This time it will be Mahle. I'm using Mahle or Knecht, or I also like MAN filter. Actually, usually I'm using MAN filter. There is ring for the oil filter body. Don't forget to change it. And this is the included copper ring. I'm usually throwing them out. I'm using aluminium, as I showed you. Also, here it is not included, but I'm taking these small rings. They are going on cap in the middle. There are 2 of these rings. Take off this ring, and actually there is a lot of dirt. I need to wash it a little bit. You should change these rings from time to time. It is not necessary to change them every time, but they are hard here, so I think no one has ever changed them. And don't forget also this ring for the body. you should turn down this cap just until it stops. It stopped, that's all. What means until it stops? There's written, usually there is written, 25 Newton meters. Actually, if I'm correct, on all these type of caps, it has always been 25 Newton meters. If you are not 100% sure, just use your dynamometrical key, set 25 Newton meters. That's all. It's fixed, it's in place. Fill your engine with oil and fire it up.
Today is about 2 weeks later after I finished the engine job with this car. But if you were looking carefully at the start of this video, you saw that there was not only a problem with VANOS unit, but also there was a fault with engine control. It was a problem with Lambda sensors, or they are also called oxygen sensors. So after I fixed everything, I saw that VANOS unit started to work. Everything was working fine, but there was still faults on the Lambda heating. The fault is called Lambda Heizung. It means, or in German it's Heizung. It means heating of Lambda sensor. And the problem was that engine control unit is not making adaptations of fuel trim. I ordered parts, they arrived. There is 2 Lambda sensors, new bolts for exhaust system, and also 2 new gaskets for exhaust system, because there is also leakage at the gaskets. The Lambda sensors I ordered are Pierburg. I hope that inside will be Bosch sensors or Siemens. I will check it out after I will open. And the gaskets are from Elring. It's not a bad manufacturer for this part. New bolts and also new copper coated nuts. Let's open Lambda sensor. No, unfortunately it is not Bosch. This is written is Pierburg, so it's written by laser, so I think it will be just Chinese sensor, but I hope it will at least work. The connector, it looks more or less like original one. Also the manufacturer is LK. It should be original manufacturer for these connectors. Let's try to change them and we'll see will it work. I lifted up the car. We see that some nuts or bolts are changed, something is not changed, but let's try to unscrew them. This one is also installed incorrect nut. There is nail on ring, so this is not for the exhaust system where is heat. There was also something changed. Actually, it's a very good bolt. It's from stainless steel. If you don't have original parts, it's an excellent choice. And we have a wonderful problem here. There is no thread left. And I hope that I can fix it. Otherwise I am in some trouble to get here to get this bolt out. As there is also no any cross member that will hold the exhaust system, I need to support it a little bit also. There is also actually no connections on it, but I hope it will hold. I see also problem with the gasket. This is like paper thin gasket, and the second one is a lot of gaskets. One part, then it's 2 empty parts, and you can see the exhaust gases were going to all sides. So it looks like I can fix that problem also. All the threads are not in very good condition, but I hope that I can clean them. After a lot of job, I took out all these bolts because there were nothing to restore. on the thread. I also took out both Lambda sensors. They are still original. It's Siemens. So there is few hints you should do. When you are installing a new Lambda sensor, there is grease on the thread. It's called never says compound. It is the same compound I am using and BMW are using on brake calipers. When you are installing a new sensor, usually there is that grease already added, but there is, it looks like it's economized on that grease, so I will add a little bit more. This is the same grease, bremsklotspasta, this part number. And when you are installing both Lambda sensors, don't forget to mark on which bank which sensor is going. I marked that this one is going to bank 1. After sensor is installed, tighten it down a little bit. If you are using dynamometrical key, it is 50 Newton meters. And imagine how easy it is to change these sensors when nothing is disassembled and also when everything is in rust and they are not unscrewing, because sometimes these Lambda sensors are really hard to get out. And when you will install, don't forget to also all the time look how is wiring working. Otherwise you can also easily damage wiring. So the both sensors are good to go. Now I need to put them to the upper side of the engine, but while it's not done, I can actually put back together this exhaust system. Before fitting exhaust system, there is one important thing. Clean as much as you can these surfaces so the gasket will seal completely. And these bolts on exhaust system are one of these places where should be used copper grease. I see that previous time there was not installed copper grease. This is why the thread was rusty and damaged, but every time you're disconnecting you should add that grease. Bolts are looking very nice with the new compound. So the engine should become a little bit more silent. Everything's fitted. Now it's time to install back this reinforcement. I need to connect the new sensors and fire it up and check is everything's fine now. At this moment adaptations all are deleted and we need to wait some time until the engine control unit will start to make some fuel trim adaptations. So it should work for 10-20 minutes until something will appear. The Lambda sensor, second one, this one, was not responding. I heated it up with the engine on higher RPMs and maybe something was inside, it burned, maybe there was oil from factory or something like that. It cleaned it. It starts to work. Lambda integrator is not the best one, but it just working like this about 10 minutes. It needs some driving cycles because it has a huge difference in both fuel trims. It needs to make some test drives and also maybe check the fuel pressure, and then could be better. At this moment we see it's adding extra fuel for idle. On the load there is no correct data because it has not still use it under the load. It just needs to work for some time, but at least the Lambda sensors are finally working. They were not working, I don't know for how long time, but they were not working when I got this car because there was permanent fault. Also, let's check, do we still have this fault? No, at this moment we don't have any faults. So it's good to go. Now, until the spring, when this car should arrive again, when I will fix the oil filter body, and also we will see what kind of adaptations are made.